I'm not going to wait much longer to get started. And I just wanted to go through and give everybody a good understanding of the compensation plan, because I know everyone seems to have a lot of different questions about it. So I'm going to give a real quick, easy breakdown of all the different ways we get paid. To start with, we of course can make retail sales. You can do this two ways. Either you can have product on hand and sell it to people for samples. For example, a lot of people will do coffee for $5 a packet or 5 for $20. Personally, we don't do a lot of this, but it is an option out there. The other way retail sales can be done is if somebody goes to your website and orders product without becoming a loyal customer. When they do this, you don't get any BV from the sale, but you make the dollar amount difference between what retail price is and what your pricing is. So for example, coffee is what, normally $62 a bag, 65. So you would make the difference between that 65 and what we pay. And that comes on your commission check is where it shows up at once a month. This doesn't happen a lot, but it has happened and does occasionally happen where people just want to purchase retail price. And that's the first way we get paid. And apparently my iPad's going to ding like crazy, so let's stop that. It's okay. There we go. So hopefully that part made sense. That's retail sales. It's really easy like that. The second way that we get paid are fast starts. And I know this has been explained a lot, but I'm just going to go over it really simply. When you sign a new DT underneath you, when they get 2 loyal customers, whether you place them or they sign them, as long as they are doing the things to meet commission qualified requirements, you make $100 bonuses paid out on the following Friday. So for example, if you sign them today, you would get paid not this coming Friday, but the next Friday, and then they're paid out every week after that. You can earn as many of those for as many people as you can sign in a week and get them fast started. Y'all, this is what happens when I use Amber's iPad. She gets tons of messages constantly, so I don't know if y'all can hear the dinging that happens. All right, so now commissions. This is the part where everyone tends to start getting confused on how we actually make commissions. And I'm going to break this down as simply as I can, and I'm going to screen share to really do it. So when I do screen share, I can't see any questions if they pop up. So y'all feel free to unmute yourself and ask, because I want y'all to understand if there is something that's confusing about it as we go through it. Commissions are paid out once a month. They're supposed to be paid on the 15th. A lot of times the company does pay them early by a day or two. We get what is called preliminaries. It's when the company sends out an email and they show you what your commissions are going to be. We usually get those around the 8th every month so that you already know what your paycheck's going to be. Now, everything I'm going to go over, you can find in your document library under compensation plan. It explains in great detail how commissions work, at what levels they are, and all of that. And I really suggest going through and looking over it. Like when we first joined this company, it was the first thing I wanted to see. I wanted to look at our compensation plan and understand it. Our compensation plan is so strong. Like, I have not yet seen another company out there that has a compensation plan that can even come close to touching ours. Our requirements are so low compared to others, and we pay out so much to us as distributors. It's phenomenal. Now, after I go through the compensation plan for the most part on basic commission structure, there are some other ways for getting paid once you reach Diamond. They're called leadership bonuses or CABs. I'll only touch on those just a little bit. And generational bonuses. Those are things that happen after you become Diamond. And those really are just a license to print money. When you get into detail and understand them, they will blow your mind at how much money you can actually make. But we'll start with commissions to just go through it. And I'm going to share my screen now for you guys. that should be working for everyone. The first thing I want to show you guys is the compensation plan. This is what it looks like when you first pull it up in eSuites. It's right here. The main part that we're going to be talking about is your rank and your bonuses with commissions here. And I'm going to explain this since it gets down into way detail. The first thing to understand is that I can't write. This is you. You are level 0 always. So when you sign a new distributor or an LC under you, this is level 1. Anybody that is directly under this DT, whether they're an LC or a DT, is level 2. Then as you go down, this next level is level 3. Now y'all forgive my handwriting because it's horrible. Now, in order to understand this, it's really important to understand these levels and how they work, and they just keep going. We're going to talk all the way through level 5 for tonight's purpose. When you first joined the company, like I said, you were on level 0. This is you. It's not a real pretty you. When you sign Sally as a DT, she is on your level 1. And you sign your first 4 LCs. We're just going to call them LCs. All of this is on level 1. If you reference your commission plan, your level 1 and level 2s, you automatically make 10% commission on all the volume that is ordered. We get paid the percentage on volume, not the percentage on dollar amount. So the BV that is equivalent. So for example, if they're running an 80 BV auto ship and all these LCs signed at 100 BV each, that would be 480 BV. Now you would make 10% of that on your level 1. You would also do the same thing on level 2. You make 10% on it.
Oh, okay.
Now, there is a caveat to this. Everybody that you personally enroll in your entire organization, whether they're an LC or a DT, you make a 5% enroller bonus. So in our example here, you've signed Sally the DT and you've signed the 4 LCs. Nobody's placing them under you, it's just you. You signed all of them. So instead of making 10% of 480 BV in this example, you would make 15% because you personally enrolled all these people. Does anybody have questions on that part so far?
No, that makes sense.
So as you go on down to level 2, say you don't sign anybody else, but Sally signs Lucy here, and she signs her 4 LCs. For the sake and purpose, we're going to say that's 480 BV because Sally is on auto ship and all the LCs signed at 100. If you didn't personally enroll any of them, again, it would be 10% of that 480 BV. Those are your first 2 levels. On your 3rd level is 5% of the BV. So we would be talking about this level here. You would make 5% of that 480 if everybody signed the exact same thing and you didn't personally enroll them. Now, to be commission qualified, you either have to have your 150 points in group volume from you and your personally enrolled direct to ULCs, or be running your ADBV auto ship. Your ADBV auto ship automatically guarantees you to be commission qualified as a distributor. Being commission qualified as a distributor only pays through the first 2 levels. You have to rank up and become an executive to get paid now on your level 3. This is where some people get lost, so I'm trying to take it real slow. In order to be executive, you have to have 2 qualified legs under you, meaning there has to be 2 DTs under you on separate legs, both of those legs being 400 points in volume each. This is one of the reasons why we celebrate that it's a big deal when you go executive and when you have a qualified leg. So when a leg reaches 400 points of BV, it's a big deal. Now, as we move on to level 4, this DT down here, on level 4, you get paid 5% again on all the volume from that level. Now, all of your levels are cumulative. So you get paid on your first level and your second level, and as long as you're executive, you get paid on your third level. But on your 4th level, in order to get paid down through that level, you have to be Ruby. Ruby is simply 3 legs that have DTs on them, all at 400 points in volume, and your total group volume at 2,000 points. This is where you find it here on your compensation plan. Now, level 5. And I want to double check so that I didn't tell y'all wrong. You get paid another 5% on level 5. But you have to be Emerald to get paid on that level. But Emerald is a really, really special level. This opens up level 6 also, which is an additional 2%. But Emerald pays you, can pay you all the way to infinity. So no matter how many people get signed down here, you make 2% on every single level below that. The only time that stops, and I was rereading to make sure that I explained it just right for y'all, is until one of these people way down here becomes Emerald. When they become Emerald, you only get paid for another 6 levels below that. That can sound like it's a bad thing, but it's really not, because what you're doing is you're promoting people up to Emeralds, which means you're making people diamonds. And once you're diamond, you start making generational bonuses, which takes that 2% and can turn it all the way into another 9% on the entire organization, which that number becomes a massive large number. Does anybody have any questions on this part? Did I lose everybody and confuse everybody?
No, it makes sense to me.
Okay. So if I didn't confuse everybody, then I'm just checking my chat because I couldn't see it while I had that up. Okay. The next ways we get paid are what are called cabs or leadership bonuses. They are basically the same thing as fast starts. When you get a fast start bonus right now, it's $100. once you are a diamond and you personally enroll somebody, you get an additional $80. Every rank above diamond increases that amount. So for diamond, it's 80. I think for double diamond, it's another $40. So when you're double diamond and you enroll somebody, you get a $100 fast start. You get your $80 diamond cab plus another $40 double diamond cab.
Wow. Okay.
And this keeps going all the way up to ambassador. It keeps adding to it. So you can get to a point where every time you personally enroll somebody, I think the total amount is another $240. But after diamond, the thing that makes cabs really special is, for example, if I enroll Eureka, I make my fast start in my cabs. And then since I enrolled Eureka, when Eureka enrolls a DT, I make that additional $80 on the person she enrolled to when they get fast started.
Oh my goodness.
And it keeps going like that through an entire generation. Those numbers are massive when you start.
Crazy.
Now, the last way that we really get paid is called generational bonuses. These are things that once you're a diamond and you help people on your team become diamonds, you earn an additional percentage of the BV on their entire organization. So for example, the best example of this is when you're a triple diamond, you have a double diamond under you and one of their diamonds below you. If you personally enrolled that diamond, you would make a total of an extra 9% commissions on all the BV in their entire organization.
Wow. And that's monthly?
Yep. That's paid out every month.
Wow.
Those are the numbers, and generational bonuses and cabs are how we have the final rank in the company being Black Diamond, where people literally for 6 consecutive months make over $100,000 in commissions alone. That's how you achieve Black Diamond. A fun little fact that in 2018, we finished out the year with It Works having made the most millionaires in a network marketing company out of all the companies out there, including the ones that have been around for over 60 years.
Wow. That's insane.
So that's the basics to our compensation plan, y'all. Any questions? If there's some part that y'all don't understand, if there's any part that's even the slightest bit confusing, or y'all, while we're here and have a few minutes, if there's any questions y'all got, I'm happy to answer them.
So you said the payday's the 15th. If it's on a Saturday or Sunday, will it come the day before, the day after?
They guarantee them out on the 15th.
Okay.
I was trying to think.
December is the 15th, is a Sunday.
The entire time I've been in this, they've always paid us a few days early.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. The entire time we've been with the company, we've actually gotten paid.
Okay.
They guarantee them out by the 15th. We've gotten paid on the 14th, the 13th, and I think 1 month on the 11th.
Yeah.
So.
Okay then. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Like I said, I know the compensation plan can get confusing and everyone always wonders, how do we actually get paid? But those are the breakdowns on it. The real basic line is, if you're signing DTs, sign LCs, and people sign LCs, you'll make $100 every time you have one. If you're going for your ranks, you make sure everybody's a qualified leg. And that's how you get to an average income of $500 for Ruby. It's how you make these average incomes, is by making sure everybody's.
You got to draw. Yeah, and you get to trace the numbers.
Sorry, the 6-year-old is bringing me his church stuff.
I truly understand.
He's autistic, so he doesn't understand social cues very well.
Been there. Been there. Plenty. So, no, that's good. Like I said, if y'all got any other questions, I'm happy to answer them, especially if you've got any technical questions. That is my world. I'm the green personality in here that goes stupid deep in our numbers.
I appreciate this. This helps. Now I can figure out somewhat what I'm making and what I want to make and how to do it.
So this, we can make a real good example. And I can do this really quick with y'all. If you want to make $500 a month, you become Ruby. You have 3 qualified legs, meaning all of them are at 400 points of BV each. You personally have yourself qualified at 400 points. And that's 1,600 of the 2,000 points of BV you need to make to be required to make Ruby. What you then do is start teaching those DTs to sign LCs and sign their DTs. It's why we put out the website. It's so that people can start learning step by step on how to do it. That's why we push you guys through it the way we do, so that when you learn to do it, that second level, when all of those boxes are qualified from your 3 DTs, you will make an above average income. Your compensation plan works that way for every single level. So if you look at Emerald and you look at the requirements for it,
Yeah.
box for Diamond, so you have the DTs ready to go for Diamond. If they are all qualified and everybody's running their auto ships, you will make above the average income of that rank.
Yeah. Nice. So that makes sense, huh?
Our compensation plan is truly built all the way around for you as a distributor to have an 80 auto ship and for you to have a total of 400 points in volume from LCs. When everybody has that, you make above average commissions.
I love you.
Love you too.
So if you want to make $2,000, just look at the diamond chart, add 1 level, and make everybody qualified, and you'll make above $2,000 a month.
That's what I make now, just on my regular salary. I would love not to have to go to work all the time.
Yep. Like I said, Diamond unlocks a whole lot of things with generational bonuses and leadership bonuses. Mark Pentecost claims it is the level where you are now allowed to print your own money, because it really is just how many DTs do you want to sign and how many people do you want to help get to a rank.
Yeah. Wow. I have doubled my network in the month I've been doing this business, though, so that is helping.
That is Grant Cardone says that really and truly, if you ever want to make money in your life, all you have to do is be the person giving the most attention. And Facebook tries to limit our algorithms and not show us as much as we want to be shown. So you just have to find ways to stand out more. The more people that you stand out to and the more attention you get, the bigger of a paycheck you'll make. I know I oversimplify things, but it really is simple. It's just a matter of doing the work. If nobody else has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and log this off. I know we've got an opportunity live that'll be hosted on Jenny's page tonight, so that if you've got any potentials, you can tag them, and what they'll be doing is they'll be telling their stories. And it's just several of the women that are telling their stories, from ones that are making a small amount of money to one, I think one of them's an ambassador who's making a considerable amount of money every month. So if you've got potentials, you can tag them in her live and it'll show, and they can just watch it and see some other people's stories.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Sean.
Y'all have a wonderful night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.